Hi, you guys. I know it's been quite a while since I've actually posted a video on Instagram, um, but I've really been having to spend a lot of time getting all of my paperwork together for my disability application and also seeing multiple new doctors and getting referrals to new doctors um, to pinpoint more of my issues. So I haven't had enough energy really to focus on posting online and on social media, except for sharing other people's posts because it really takes a lot less energy. But I wanted to make this letter, or I wanted to read this letter because um, this is something that I wrote up and I had my husband, Sebastian, edit and type up for me and print out so I could bring it to all of my doctors. It was something I saw on YouTube that I thought would be really helpful. And I'm going to read it because I think that not just my doctors, but the general public should know that just because someone looks okay and they seem all right does not mean that they are not in pain or not having health issues and not going through a lot physically. So I'm going to start. Physical and mental limitations letter. To whom it may concern. Every time we meet, I tend to forget all of the issues I have on a daily basis and focus on the worst or most unbearable ones at the time. We usually have limited time, or I'm exhausted by the time I'm actually in front of you, so I wanted to write this letter to share all of my limitations in order for you to get an understanding of my day to day life. I spend most of my day sitting and leaning my body from side to side, or lying down with my neck and legs supported. If I do walk or stand, it is for small amounts of time, 10 to 20 minutes, in the kitchen to prepare meals or go on a small walk with my dog Milo. This is because when I walk or stand for longer periods than that, I start to feel ill, which includes being nauseous, dizzy, extremely fatigued, or I experience headaches and neck pain. I also deal with seemingly random but daily episodes of brain fog, loss of concentration, anaphylaxis, and other symptoms associated with mast cell activation syndrome like chronic digestive issues, constipation, bloating, abdominal pain, dehydration, and gas. There are only 1 to 2 days a week where I will be out grocery shopping or at doctor's visits for longer periods of time. The days following, I can only rest and lay around mostly to make up for it. I usually get horrible sleep. I will lay in bed for hours and never fall asleep. Most nights I sleep for about 3 to 4 hours, and this goes on for about 4 to 5 days before I crash and sleep 12 to 14 hours and still don't feel rested when I do. This causes me a lot of limitations when it comes to keeping a consistent schedule, performing daily tasks, making it to appointments, or working. I also suffer from daily chronic fatigue that keeps me having to rest from any activity longer than 2 hours without lying down. I have chronic pain that occurs in many areas of my body, including my neck, head, elbows, shoulders, back, hips, knees, ankle, feet, and hands. The severity is usually 6 to 7 out of 10 on the pain scale in at least 3 of these areas daily. It takes a lot of focus and energy away from concentrating on a task for very long. The hand pain occurs daily and is chronic, which is exacerbated from any movement, particularly from repetitive tasks such as writing, typing, using a knife or utensils, and also is made worse by holding any amount of weight over a few pounds. I wear finger splints, compression gloves, and try to use my hands gently. It even hurts to text messages to my friends or husband or to hold the phone. I experience crash days, which happen at least once to twice a week. Those come with excruciating migraines, severe head and neck pain, and extreme dizziness and nausea. They seem to be triggered when I am out and active for longer than a few hours around noises and fluorescent light, after riding in a car, bus, or on a bicycle, going over bumps or potholes, or making sudden stops. I can't keep my head up or eyes open, and these episodes last all day with 1 to 2 days of recovery time, including extreme fatigue as part of the aftermath. These symptoms are common with dysautonomia, TMJ, craniocervical instability, and could be one or a combination of all of them. I have daily and frequent episodes of temperature intolerance and dysregulation where my head, neck, and back will feel like 100 degrees, or my hands, arms, ears, and feet will feel like they are below zero. Sometimes this happens all at once. It is especially bad when I try to sleep or am exposed to weather or weather changes. I have daily episodes of brain fog that last from 15 minutes to 2 hours out of nowhere. My short-term memory has started to decline to the point of me forgetting what I wanted to say or do. This makes it hard for me to concentrate and focus on specific or time-sensitive tasks. A few days a week, I push myself to set aside time for doctor's appointments, phone calls, or referrals, insurance, and anything related to managing my condition. It exhausts me to the point of having to spend the rest of the day lying down or resting. I have been diagnosed with complex post-traumatic stress disorder, which results in me having a hypervigilant and overstimulated nervous system response to potential triggers in my daily life. When I do get to fall into deep sleep, I often and frequently have night terrors and vivid PTSD dreams. I am in therapy for the management, coping strategies, and support related to those issues. If it weren't for my husband and his financial and emotional support, I don't know how it would be possible for me to have a roof over my head and food to eat, even with SNAP benefits and Medicaid assistance. We are far behind on doctor's bills and struggle with keeping up on medical supplies, even though my husband works full-time. I require the use of an SI joint hip belt brace to keep my hips from subluxing. I also wear knee and ankle braces to help stabilize my hyperextended joints. I do use a cane when I feel too tired to support myself while walking. For longer distances, I have access to a wheelchair. I usually sit on a stool to shower and bathe. It is amazing for me to have a day where I can get up, get dressed, brush teeth, shower, put on makeup, do laundry, dishes, and cook without having to give up halfway and rest instead. Those are a rare occurrence and few and far in between. I try to do things I love as much as I can, like short walks or sitting in nature with my husband and our fur companions, or listening to and making music. I cherish when I can do those things more than life itself. I need to help you understand that even though I may look healthy or I'm okay, I must almost constantly struggle to have normal days and have chronic debilitating health issues every single day. The team of doctors I have are doing the best they can with the resources given, but there is a clear lack of specialists in the state of Utah or are covered by insurance and affordable. Thank you for all your time and consideration. With love, Hanal Aurora Lehnert. So, thank you for listening to this letter, and if you are able and willing to support me, you can do so by sharing the GoFundMe that's in a link in my bio, or by donating to the GoFundMe. It's all literally for medical costs and for car expenses to go to these medical appointments. Some of them are as far as 30 to 40 minutes away and back. And I am also anticipating raising $275 to see a craniocervical spine specialist in Denver. And the only way I can do that is either to drive to Denver or get a virtual visit, but I'm not sure which one he's going to recommend yet once I schedule the appointment. So I would maybe need expenses or costs I may need donations to help support the cost of travel as well. This is really difficult for me to share because I always try and be a beacon of strength and hope for other people in my personal life and in my community. And it has taken me a very long time to get to the point where I can honestly and admittedly talk about all of the issues that I've had for years that have become exacerbated in the past few years and even recently in the past 8 to 10 months. There is a level of shame that goes into sharing that you have disabilities, and I'm trying to break that feeling and that belief that just because you have health issues that you're not a perfect human being, you're not a good human being, and that you aren't trying everything that you can to not be the way that you are. But there comes a level of acceptance in that, and I hope that by sharing my story of having what I have, that other people will be inspired to share and be vulnerable themselves. So thank you very much for listening, and please, please donate if you can. My husband is the only one with income right now. I'm hoping that I will get some sort of more financial assistance, or that I can get my health up enough to manage a few clients at a time. And I'm restructuring my business and my website to be more passive in terms of pre-recorded messages and offerings. But that takes a lot of time and energy that I've just honestly not had. So it's a very slow process. And the more important thing for me is to focus on my physical strength and health. So thank you for being patient with me and for seeing me and hearing me. And if you cannot donate, please share this to other people who you may think would be able to donate, as it doesn't just stop with you, it stops with everyone. It continues with everyone that you may potentially know. So please share this on social media, and please help me if you can. And if you cannot share, or you feel uncomfortable with sharing, then at least thinking about me, saying a prayer for me and my family, and wishing the best would be great. Thank you so much. Have a good day.